Good evening. There are still some seats up front. We want everybody to be in. Okay, I'd like to convene this very special business meeting of the Board of Education, April 21st, 2026. This is an exciting and sad evening. But we are so happy to see so many people here, and we welcome all of you. I'd like you to stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As normally I do, I'm going to open up to the public to comment on any of the listed agenda items, if anybody has anything they want to say before we begin. Okay, so then we're going to go directly to recognitions. Dr. Luft?
Good evening, everyone. Well, it's certainly an impressive crowd. I would say I wish every meeting began this way, but I probably did something wrong, and you were all here to yell at me, so we'll save the large crowds for recognitions like this evening. So while we gather here to recognize both our retirees and our 10-year recipients, we will start with a few words about each of our retirees. So I'm going to invite up some of my colleagues to say a few words, and then when your name is called, please come up. We have a small gift, a token of our appreciation for the many years of service you've provided to Putnam Valley and, more importantly, to the students of Putnam Valley. So I'd like to begin by inviting up Mr. David Spittle.
Hello, everyone. This is one of my favorite evenings of the year. Especially in the springtime, it's renewal. We're in with this new crowd of people that are getting tenure, some of which I've known since they were 3 years old. And then there's a little bit of sadness to some of my colleagues leaving, and there's a lot of them leaving this year. And just to all of those colleagues that are retiring, thank you for all of the kindness that you've shown me over the years, and the interactions we've had have been great. So thank you all. So the two people in my purview that are retiring are Brian Gibbons and Carl Donisco. And these two are shy, so they're not here tonight. I begged them both to be, but they're not. Carl retired. His last day was in February, and I did say a few words about him at that board meeting that I spoke at. And he's just a real kind and generous person who dedicated his career to the students and faculty of the elementary school mainly, and did a fantastic job. Really appreciate all the work he's done. And he's also he is a pillar of the community. He served on the volunteer fire department here for even longer than the 30 years he worked here at the school. So, thank you to Carl. And the other one is Brian Gibbons. He was here today. He just ran out of here. And again, just like Carl, Brian is a true Putnam Valley character. And for people who've been around for a while in Putnam Valley, you know what I mean, these characters of Putnam Valley that have been here forever, and they just kind of recycle. Actually, my mother bought wood from Brian's father in the 1976 when we used to heat our house with wood. But Brian, again, really dedicated himself to doing a real fine job, and was proud of the school and its appearance and cleanliness and health. He would, and this isn't just saying it, he was always the first to work. When I first started in my position, I'm like, why is Brian here? His job, he doesn't start work until 10 o'clock, and it's like 8:30. And he's like, well, Brian is like old school. He likes to come in and read the paper and have a cup of coffee and be ready to go. I'm like, that sounds a little crazy. Everybody else is whatever. So he is a little crazy, but a really super nice guy. And both to Carl and Brian, I wish them happiness and health in their retirement. And same to everybody who's retiring this evening. And really happy for all those folks who are getting tenure tonight. Whole new crowd coming in. It's exciting. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite up Mr. Robert Webb.
Good evening. It's a pleasure tonight that we get to recognize Kathy Fleccia. For those of you that don't know, she is the Senior Office Assistant in the Athletics Office. I want to congratulate her on her retirement after 10 years of dedicated service to Putnam Valley. In my 2 years here, Kathy's been an essential part of the Athletics Office and a tremendous support to me personally. Her knowledge, energy, and willingness to jump in wherever is needed has made a real difference in helping me transition into the district. From the day-to-day operations to the unexpected issues that come up in athletics, Kathy handled it all, managing the details and keeping things on track so each day ran smoothly. Kathy's been someone our coaches, staff, and family could always rely on, and her presence will certainly be missed. While we're sad to see her go, we're excited as she begins the next chapter, especially as a new grandmother, with more time to spend with her family. Kathy, thank you for your years of service and all you've done for Putnam Valley. We wish you nothing but the best in retirement. Congratulations.
Next, I would like to invite up Miss Melissa Estrella.
This is always an argument right here. Susan Maloney, where are you? There she is. There you are. When we think about a role of a speech and language teacher, we immediately picture the hands-on work with our students. We picture communication exercises, social skills groups, assistive technology, and the dedication it takes to support our students with learning a new skill. But what we don't always see is what has made Susan so extraordinary, is the tireless, relentless research that happens behind the scenes. Susan has never been one to simply rest on what she already knew. Throughout her career, she has consistently dug deep into the latest methodologies, pored over peer-reviewed research, and hunted down new strategies for our students. If a student was struggling and the standard approach wasn't working, Susan didn't give up. She went to work. She became a detective, researching and refining our practices until she found the exact right key to unlock the student's potential. I think Gina and I especially know how tirelessly you work behind the scenes. Beyond her research abilities, she dives into creating new programs and supports to meet our students' needs, guides our students to adult independence, and has always championed for our new students to achieve their absolute highest level of independence. To say she will be missed by our staff and our families is a massive understatement. Her expertise, her warmth, her fierce dedication to our students have left a mark on the heart of this school. Thank you, Susan, for every hour of research, every breakthrough, every single voice you have helped to amplify. You have changed lives by assisting our students to become strong adults. You've also assisted staff all of the time. We wish you a retirement as rich, joyful, and rewarding as the beautiful career that you have had. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Always a trailblazer.
Now I'd like to invite up Mr. Matt Mello.
I apologize for the book I have in front of me, but I do congratulate all of our staff members that are retiring and those that are receiving tenure tonight. I have the privilege of being able to speak about a couple of them that I've gotten to know quite well over the last, 25, 26 years here at the high school. Some people walk into a room and instantly change the thermostat. As Joanne Papard prepares for her retirement, we celebrate a woman whose warmth, energy, and unwavering positivity have been the heartbeat of our school community. Joanne's trademark positive aura isn't a result of a life without challenges. It's a deliberate, beautiful choice. She understands better than anyone that attitude is contagious. Rather than letting struggles weigh her down, Joanne chooses to spread joy. She makes everyone around here feel seen, valued, and capable simply by sharing her perspective. She is the ultimate teammate. Joanne is the tradition of all in. Whether it's supporting staff or helping a student navigate a rough day, she is always there to do whatever is needed. She is a solution finder. While others focus on obstacles, Joanne focuses on the way through. She helps solve problems rather than creating them, making the big issues feel manageable. She is the pace setter. Good luck keeping up with her. If you know Joanne, you know the way that she moves through the building, and it's not slow. And whether she's racing across the building or dominating the Trekking for Trab leaderboard, Joanne is always on the move. She's the first person you want on your team, not just for her step count, but for her spirit. And she's also the heart of the band room. There's a specific void that will be felt in the music department. Joanne has been the steady hand and the bright smile that kept things harmonized. As we look toward the future, one question remains. How will Mr. Odell survive without her? You've been the unsung hero of the melody for so long. Joanne doesn't just enter a room, she brightens it. She makes the world feel a little lighter for everyone else. To Joanne, thank you for showing us that happiness is a choice and that kindness is a superpower. You have walked miles for this school, literally and figuratively, and we all feel better for having tried to keep up with you. Congratulations, Joanne. That's like the slowest I've ever seen her move. Good. There are people who maintain a building, and then there are people who protect its soul. As Susie Cummings prepares to take her final bow, we celebrate the gatekeeper of the pack. A woman whose standards were as high as the rafters and whose heart was even bigger. And if our performing arts center looks performing arts center looks as pristine today as the day it opened, it's because Susie's unwavering vigilance. She was the thin line between a professional theater and a sticky mess. We had a traveling mug incident. I don't know how many people remember this, but it was real early on at one of our conference days. And I remember walking into the pack all smug with my coffee mug, and Susie stopped me. And I'm like a grown man. I can handle a coffee mug. And Susie's like, no, you have to put it outside or leave it outside. And I'm like, whatever, put it outside. Then we go in, and about 30 minutes later, all of a sudden you hear this clank, roll the coffee mug, somebody else's coffee mug, rolling all the way down, banging into, seats all along the way. I looked over at Wendy Gregorio. I was like, really? But Susie saved me from that embarrassment, because that probably would have been my mug, or maybe I kicked Vin's over. I have no idea. That's what we're talking about with her dedication to making sure that every little thing mattered in the pack. Beyond the pristine carpets and polished seats, Susie's true legacy is found in the hundreds of students she mentored. She didn't just teach them how to move a flat or wrap a cable, she launched careers. Because of Susie's guidance, students discovered their passion for the world behind the curtain. Dozens of her protégés have gone on to professional careers in stage crews on and off Broadway. Our students learned the value of professionalism, punctuality, and quiet pride of a job well done. Susie was never one to wait for a problem to happen. She was constantly proactive, anticipating the school's needs before we even knew we had them. Always reaching out to me when we had events coming up and saying did we think of this? Did we think of this? And, at first you're like, I'm a grown man. I can do this. But I couldn't. Maybe I'm not that grown. Her meticulous planning and management didn't just keep the lights on. They brought in thousands of dollars in revenue for the district every year, ensuring that the arts remained a priority. We would be remiss not to mention her impeccable taste in music. Whether she was troubleshooting a lighting rig or managing a booking, there was always a sense of rhythm, style to her work. Susie understood that the theater is a sacred space. She treated it with reverence, and in doing so, she taught her students to respect their craft and themselves. To Susie, the pack will feel a little quieter without you, and certainly a little riskier for coffee drinkers. You have left an indelible mark on our stages and in the lives of the students you championed. Congratulations on your retirement.
Best Susie, congratulations.
Every school has a North Star. The person who knows where everything is, how everything works, and how to keep the ship upright when the waters get choppy. As Gail Rifice prepares for her retirement, we honor the woman who has been the steady hand behind the scenes for so many of us. She is the ultimate guide. For many, Gail was the reason for their survival, especially me, my first year as an assistant principal. The main office has thousands of moving parts, most of which are invisible to the untrained eye. Gail didn't just manage those facets, she became a mentor. She taught me, guided me, and kept me on track, driven by a genuine desire to see me succeed, and I greatly appreciate that. As the first person most new hires meet, Gail has been the architect of our first impressions. She has a unique gift for making people feel comfortable, immediately showing them that they aren't just joining a staff, but they're joining a caring community. Gail is the architect of our graduation ceremonies. Gail is at her absolute best when the stakes are highest. As our lead event planner, she is the reason our graduations run with such precision. Whether the ceremony is inside or out, Gail ensures we are prepared for every variable. And the COVID year, this was actually my first year as an assistant principal. We were forced to hold 3 separate graduation ceremonies outside on a steaming hot day. Gail's legendary care was on display. When asked what was needed, She asked me, what do we need? My answer was iced coffee. I'm sure that's what most people would want. And Gail delivered with a massive urn of it, quite literally the best I've ever had. And it was a drink. It wasn't just a drink. It was a fuel that got us through the day. But that was Gail's, ability to recognize the situation and what she could do to make, you just feel better about how to go about it. Gail is also a living encyclopedia. We are losing a vast resource of institutional knowledge. Gail's mind holds the blueprints for how this school runs smoothly, and we'll be tapping into those Gail resources for years to come as we try to fill her very large shoes. Gail doesn't just run an office, she cares for her family. She makes the impossible look easy and the stressful feel manageable. To Gail, you have been the backbone of this building and the secret weapon of every administrator who has walked through these doors. You kept us organized, you kept us fed, and most importantly, you kept us sane. We hope your retirement is filled with relaxation and significantly fewer logistical puzzles to solve. You've earned every moment of peace. Congratulations, Gail.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Enjoy. Congratulations. You do this.
I'm still here. It takes a special kind of person, it takes a special kind of vision to transform a silent, dusty archive into the beating heart of a school. As Mary Fran DeMaine prepares for her retirement, we honor a woman who didn't just manage a room, she cultivated a culture. A cultural revolution of sorts. When Mary Fran arrived, she inherited a library defined by the shh of the 1970s. A world of microfiche, not really, card catalogs and rigid silence. With a blend of creativity and grit, she dismantled the stiffness and built a modern learning environment. She understood that for students to learn, they first had to feel welcomed and wanted. Because of Mary Fran, the library became a place of comfort, collaboration, and discovery. She's the gatekeeper of academic integrity. While she brought comfort to the physical space, she brought a fierce, uncompromising standard to the intellectual one. Mary Fran became our gatekeeper of academic integrity. She taught us that sourcing is respect. Understanding where information comes from is an act of respect for the creator's work. Honesty is fundamental. Academic rigor is meaningless without personal honesty. Ownership matters. By respecting the integrity of others' work, students eventually learn to value the integrity of their own. Mary Fran's impact reached its peak through her work with the International Baccalaureate program. She didn't just point students towards books, she coached them through the complexities of research and writing. She pulled the very best out of our writers, challenging them to think deeper and cite with precision, ensuring they were ready for the world beyond our halls. The Mary Fran way, care and creativity. If you want to know who Mary Fran is, look no further than the moments before her own recognition's reception. There she was, vacuuming the space, ensuring every detail was perfect for others, even when the day was meant to be to celebrate her. I guess she had her own vacuum. I have no idea how that worked. She is the rare leader who handles the highest intellectual standards and the smallest physical details with the same level of devotion. To Mary Fran, you turned the library into a sanctuary of thought and a powerhouse of academic excellence. You taught us that a library isn't a place where books go to stay quiet, it's a place where ideas go to grow. Thank you for your care, your creativity, and for keeping us all honest. Congratulations, Mary Fran. All right. It is rare to find an educator who doesn't just teach a subject, but reshapes the character of everyone in the room. As Joe Mahoney begins his retirement, we celebrate a career defined by excellence, integrity, and an unmistakable presence. He is the standard of greatness. Joe never believed in good enough. Whether a student was a natural scholar or struggling to find their footing, Joe held them to the same high standard. He understood that lowering expectations is a disservice, so instead, he raised the bar and he worked tirelessly, often long and after the final bell, to ensure every student had the support to reach it. Joe doesn't phone it in. You go walk through the hall at lunchtime, and there's, a ton of students that are in there getting extra help, and, Joe could walk out the door tomorrow knowing that he had done a great job, but he's there for them. Joe's a man of profound integrity and self-reflection. He never demanded an ounce of honesty or effort from a student or colleague that he didn't first demand of himself. He didn't need a pedestal or a megaphone to lead. He led through the way he carried himself. Joe doesn't just tell you to be better, he makes you want to be better simply by being in his presence. Beyond the classroom, to sit in Joe's class was to learn much more than curriculum. While he mastered the technicalities of his field, the lessons he imparted were far greater than any theorem. They were lessons in accountability, taking ownership for one's own work, perseverance, finding the strength to meet a challenge, character, deciding what kind of person you want to be in the world. Perhaps the greatest testament to Joe's impact is a common refrain among his peers: "I want my children to be in his class." We wanted our children to see what true mentorship looks like, to experience a teacher who sees their potential even when they don't see it themselves. You have been the best version of an educator, a colleague, and a friend. You have made this institution better, and you've made all of us better. As you move into the next chapter, know that your influence transcends the classroom and will live on in the thousands of lives you have touched. Congratulations, Joe.
You will be missed. Congratulations. Job well done.
Congratulations all. So now I'd like to invite up Mr. Travis McCarty.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Travis McCarty. I have the privilege of being the principal of Putnam Valley Middle School. And Matt speaks very eloquently about his staff, and I appreciated that. I will try to do my best to follow. The first person I'd like to recognize is Maria Belenik, who is one of our teaching assistants who started in the district way back in 1997. Maria was a teacher's aide at the time, and she worked at the elementary school in the capacity until 2022, at which point she went on to work as a teaching assistant in our middle school. Maria is a very caring and gentle in her approach towards students. Soft-spoken, she sets high standards, and she makes strong connections with her students, always making sure their learning and safety needs are met. When I tell you, Maria always tries to make the best of every day, and each day with all of her students. She's very soft-spoken, very meticulous, and extremely caring in her approach to all of the special needs students in which she worked with on a daily basis. We're going to miss Maria greatly. I want to wish her the best health in her retirement and a happy retirement with her family and moving on. I don't believe she's here with us this evening, but I do want to thank Maria Belenik for all her service to our district. The next staff member I'd like to recognize is Miss Wanda Diaz, who started in our district back in 2003. She's been with us for about 24 years in the Putnam Valley community, and I say this because most recently we've had to share Wanda with the high school begrudgingly, but we enjoy Wanda at our middle school. She's taught science to our middle schoolers for a number of years now in both 7th and 8th grade. Just at PVMS, in addition to teaching science over the years, she's taught textiles and design and creative writing and supported our 811 students. In her time at the high school, she actually ventured over here and has taught forensics, has taught special education students in the area of science, and wherever Wanda goes, she is super caring, she's super thoughtful, she plans extremely well, and whatever you give Wanda, she takes the approach of being adaptable and wanting to learn and do her best in those areas. So some of the extracurricular roles that she served over the years, she taught dance club at the middle school because just a few of our 8th graders wanted a dance club and were looking for an advisor. And she said, I'll learn this, I'll take your advice, we'll grow together. And she ran dance club for a number of years. She's also co-advised student council, which is a tremendous undertaking. Rhonda's extremely dedicated and a great team member to our colleagues. She's the first in the building. When I pull up at 6:50, Wanda's already been there for an hour. She's been at the gym. She's had her coffee. She's had conversations with our clerical staff, and she's ready to go. And whenever something's on Wanda's mind, she meets me right at the door. Do you have a minute? And I say, can I put my belongings down and get set up, and then we'll talk. And we have that collegial relationship, and I greatly appreciate that. Some of her words: after 24 years, I remain proud to have served both as an educator and a parent within the district. This dual perspective has enriched my career, grounded my values, and reinforced my belief that education is not simply about delivering content, it's about building relationships, fostering growth, and investing wholeheartedly in the future of our community. I want to wish Wanda a happy and healthy retirement, and for her to enjoy her children and her grandchildren. Congratulations, Wanda.
Good luck. Congratulations, Miss Levanti.
Next, I would like to recognize Denise Hykowski. So Denise has served in our district for 32 years. And I say entire district is an understatement. She has been a tireless advocate for all students. Most recently in her role as a Wilson instructor and creative writing teacher, it is evident day in and day out that reading and writing and connecting with her students is truly a passion. And I don't say this lightly. I know that when Denise means business, Denise means business. And what I mean that is when she says, do you have a minute? Can we talk? It's usually about some sort of assessment that she believes, as well as other colleagues at times, is not suited for a certain student. And although we don't always see eye to eye on that approach, I value her opinions, and I know wholeheartedly she is speaking so passionately about students who struggle with reading and writing. And this has been her mission. She's not passive by any means. She is so active in her role. I mean, I told her I'm going to invite her back as our Dean of Discipline in the middle school because she can't watch a student go through the hallway and put their hands on another without addressing it. And sometimes I say, Denise, we're going to let that little one go, but we will address this one because it's a larger problem. And she really is extremely passionate about Wilson instruction, creative writing, our future generations and their impact on society. And I'm just going to go over her timeline in the district, right? She was hired in 1993. I think I was in elementary school at the time. I might have been in middle school, barely. She was a 6th grade ELA teacher, followed in all the way from 1993 to 2002, a 6th grade ELA teacher. 2005 to 2010, she moved to the elementary school and was a 4th grade teacher at the time. She then transitioned to 1st grade in the elementary school from 2010 to 2016, then became an elementary AIS reading teacher in kindergarten through 4th grade from 2016 to 2019, and then she came back to the middle school in which she finished her career as a Wilson instruction, offering support in grades 5 through 8, and an encore teacher. It just shows how adaptive she was over her years, but again, her true passion in reading was carried throughout every endeavor she embarked upon. I want to wish Denise a happy and healthy retirement. I know she plans on helping and assisting her parents, and plans on helping her husband run his business in retirement, but long term, I know she will be back to teaching in some realm, whether it be future teachers, whether it be those in college preparatory programs. Denise's passion is teaching, and she will be back to teaching in retirement, guaranteed. I want to thank her for her passion. I want to thank her for her challenging conversations, and she's unfiltered, and I love that in educators because it helps you become a better administrator and a better teacher yourself. And we need more like Denise Hykowski. Congratulations.
Some of your kids are old. Congratulations.
And last but not least, I'd like to recognize Liz McCormick, who started her career in 1997. I had not graduated high school yet in 1997, but I do want to recognize Liz for her many years of service. I did tell Liz this evening she'd have to give a speech, and she believed me up until 2 minutes ago. So I was going to have her give a speech about her own retirement because we have that kind of relationship. I have to say, coming into the middle school as a young educator, Liz keeps things light. And when you work in a middle school, you have to have that relationship where you can go back and forth. You know, she drives in to the parking lot every morning in her gray and pink Jeep. She's got the ducks across the windshield. She usually has her very large Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and now she needle points, which is a new hobby that I learned about this year. And it is intriguing what she has to share with us on a daily basis. I told her if she was going to be the Washington, D.C. advisor, she needed to needlepoint little bags for all of our students going. I'm still going to hold her to that in retirement because we're going to still go on that trip, even though she's going to be retired in Florida. But now I'll talk about her career because that's just a daily conversation we have. And I love that she keeps us on our toes and we get to have really light conversations about life and our students and our staff. So I want to thank Liz for her many years of service. Liz is one of those teachers who will dress up for any occasion. In fact, our dress theme days revolve around Disney because Liz also lives in Disney part-time. So she has her Mickey Mouse ears, she has her Tigger outfit, full outfit that she will come dressed in. And if I need to know anything Disney, I go to the expert. She has a bond with her students and staff like no other. She has actually taken upon many of our newer staff members and grown them. But really her passion is in teaching and teaching ELA and teaching reading. And over the years, she has served in a number of roles throughout the middle school. So I'll just review that a little bit. So she was a 7th and 8th grade ELA teacher from 1997 to 2016. She then, in that time, also taught AIS Literacy Lab for students in grades 5 through 8 from 2016 to the present. She's taught several encore classes, and you want to talk about adaptability outside of reading AIS. She has taught Read and Write Encore, digital citizenship, journalism, and by far my favorite, textiles and design. And I tell you, when the children walk out of her class in textiles, you see something tangible, and they really form those relationships and those social skills and those tangible abilities to apply themselves. But in her role as a reading teacher, she is an advocate for her students. We always say, when students enter AIS, it's not a life sentence. And Liz advocates for those students. Let's see where they're growing. Let's see where they still need to show growth or where their strengths are. And if a student has made a deal with Liz, if I improve by this many points, give me an opportunity to be out. We give them and grant them that opportunity. And we meet quarterly to discuss students, and Liz will continue to monitor those children. And you see those relationships. Some of those students never want to leave because they love going to that safe space where they know they're going to be supported in their reading instruction. And it's evident day in and day out. In Liz's retirement, first she has to sell one of her many properties because she is now moving to Florida with her new purchase, and will retire with Joe. And I know that she will continue to form relationships wherever she goes, and will continue to pick up new hobbies, form new relationships, and possibly continue to teach in some realm or another. I want to wish Liz a happy and healthy retirement, and enjoy the future growth of your own two girls as they start their careers as well. Congratulations, Liz.
You lasted longer than I did.
So as Liz does her tour, when I was a young teacher, I once painted Liz's house 25 years ago. I made the mistake of giving her my cell phone number just in case anything, she needed any touch-ups done. So 25 years later, she still texts me. It could be snowing in Colorado, and she's asking for a snow day here in Putnam Valley. So be careful who you give your phone number to. Congratulations. All right, now I'd like to invite up Dr. Margaret Podesta.
Hi, everyone, and congratulations to all. Now, I have to explain. We have a lot of wonderful elementary people in this room right now. None of them are the retirees. So these tributes to them. Now there's a reason for that. Family schedules, a lacrosse game, all kinds of things. But we love them and we're honoring them, and hopefully some of them are watching right now so they can hear about how much we care. First of all, teaching assistant Liz Mello, extraordinaire. She is retiring after 13 years of working in the elementary school. She's a dream TA. She's like, Margaret, where do you need me? I'll help. That's who she is. She is laid back. She is funny. She bonds with every child she works with. She has brought so many students to success, and she has just made a difference in her flexibility and her love and her wonderful personality. We will miss Liz so much, and I think she's got a little granddaughter to enjoy in her retirement. So congratulations to Liz. We also have a speech and language teacher retiring, Mrs. Bev Whalen. Bev Whalen is a professional to the T. She is high energy. She loves working with the students. She comes to school every day ready to do her job, and that's what she's there for. She brings students to success. She presents students at meetings with a high professionalism, and she serves on our school safety team as well. Bev said that she will miss the first day of school and the last day of school. She loves the big wave at the end of the year, but she loves the new energy that a new school year brings. She's looking forward to enjoying her own grandchildren in retirement and all the things that she has yet to do, because she's a very busy lady. But we thank her for her wonderful service to our students. Someone who provides a foundation to all our PV students in the art program is Ms. Marilena Carilli, who's retiring. Marilena has worked in the district for 25 years, 1 year actually teaching second grade, but she truly is a true pillar in our school. She is the art teacher full of new ideas. She's retiring this year, and she comes in our offices every day to show what new projects her kids are doing. She wants to hold an art gallery for the fourth graders this year with all their wonderful products. She has served as grade level coordinator for our specials team. She is not close to being what you picture in your head long ago of what retirement looked like. She's energetic, she's full of creativity, and she's a talented artist herself. She's also a wonderful colleague. So thank you to Marilena for all you've done for our students. She had a lacrosse game to attend. And then we're talking about all our staff that make such a difference through the years and into the high school, but someone who gets them started in kindergarten is Miss Barb DeMay. Barb has taught for Putnam Valley for the past 26 years. She's taught kindergarten and first and second grade, but we all know where her heart is, and that is at the kindergarten level. She welcomes all the boys and girls in her room. They can be jumping around, they can be singing, they could be telling her stories, and she gets them to love her, to love to learn, and to love school. Barb has been a confidant of mine since I came to the school. She has been a true colleague to her teammates. She has served as the grade level coordinator. She has helped with Summer Boost and Kinder Camp, and she's been busy raising her own 4 successful boys as well. She's looking forward to some Florida sunshine, and we will miss her very much. Congratulations, Barb. And congratulations to some tenure recipients too. We're here for you. Okay.
All right, so at this point, we're going to transition over to our tenure recipients. So while we will spare you the embarrassment of individual speeches, you'll have to work another 30 to 50 years, depending upon what tier you're in, to be embarrassed by your colleagues. But I do want to take a moment just to recognize what an achievement it is to be here this evening to receive tenure. In many cases, some of you competed with nearly 600 applicants for your positions, rising through the top through a very rigorous interview process. You've endured, observed, unannounced and announced observations, some of you with me in your classroom, which I'm sure is your favorite part of the year, observing your craft. But I want to note that the impact you've made extends far beyond the classrooms and directly impacts our students, whether it be sort of just a kind hug or support along the way, whether it be support through athletics, arts, or scholarly activities. Each of you has extended your reach to students beyond the classroom, beyond your curriculum and instruction, and really made an impact on behalf of the students. So this is truly our opportunity to say thank you for all that you have already done to earn this recognition, and really the beginning of a very long path. We hope you stay here for the remainder of your career, and we very much look forward to seeing the amazing things that you will do on behalf of the students of Putnam Valley during that time. So congratulations to all our tenure recipients. So the way it's going to work is each of you has a resolution that the board will read. After the board votes, they'll vote in favor of all of you, I'm pretty sure. Then you certainly are welcome to come up and shake hands, and I know everyone would love to extend their congratulations to you. So I'm going to go back to my seat. Thank you.
Okay, item number 1, Mr.
Good,
Oliverio.
very good. Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Matthew Mello be granted tenure in the area of high school principal in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective August 30th, 2026.
Second.
Matt?
Hold it a minute.
They didn't vote yet.
We
Hold
have
on,
to vote,
wait.
Matt.
Should we wait for him to sit back down?
We're good we let him do it first, So first of all, are there any questions or comments by the board?
I've known Matt back in the days when, Matt, you used to drive my sister to Kennedy Catholic. You remember that? Years ago. I can't think of a better person to take the helm, and as you've done for these past few years, being principal of this building. You are awesome, and God bless you. I'm glad you're here, and stay until you retire.
It sounds like you got one yes, all right? So you're doing
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. There you go, Matt.
We are really so happy.
Thank you.
Item number 2, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Dr. Letitia Payne be granted tenure in the area of high school assistant principal in the Putnam Valley School District effective August 30th, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Congratulations, Letitia.
Oh, I can't hug you, you're too far away. Congratulations.
Item 3, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Jamie Zecca be granted tenure in the area of middle school assistant principal in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
We are so happy for you.
Congratulations.
Item number 4, please.
Resolved on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Harrison Deegan be granted tenure in the area of social studies in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Oh, Harrison. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Harrison.
Congratulations.
Number 5, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Alexandra Gazzola be granted tenure in the area of art in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Congratulations. Number 6, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Madison Lombardi be granted tenure in the area of elementary in the Putnam Valley School District effective September 26, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. I know. Number 7, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Elizabeth Palermo be granted tenure in the area of math in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Congratulations and well. Number 8, please.
Resolved on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Emily Turano be granted tenure in the area of special education in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Emily.
Congrats, lady. Thank you so much. Thank you. Off to other hands.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Number 9, please.
Resolved on recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools that Kathleen Westervelt be granted tenure in the area of science in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
And we'll see you Thursday.
Well done. Well done.
10, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Stephanie Bowe be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 30th, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Is Stephanie here?
Not here.
She had a cross pickup.
Number 11, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Rebecca Cassidy be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Number 12, please.
Resolved on recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Rosalia Petici be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Number 13, please.
Resolved on recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Carmela Romero be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 8th, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Number 14, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Angela Schaefer be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective December 18th, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Number 15, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Desiree Turtenwald be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant in the Putnam Valley Central School District effective September 1st, 2026.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm glad you have help.
Congratulations. High five. That's it. Good job.
We're going to pause for a minute. and let them go.
So while our next agenda item is the treasurer's report, which I know you're really all here for, I'm aware that some of you may have some dinner plans or other activities to get to. But before you leave, I do want to recognize all of the families, friends, and colleagues that came out here this evening to support our tenure and retiree recipients. So maybe one last round of applause for all. And then at this time, we will take a brief pause to give you guys a chance to transition out, and then we'll resume our meeting.
So we're going to sort of restart the meeting. We'll try to ignore the noise from the hallway. Just so that you know, the treasurer's report for January and February 2026 are available in the business office. The first presentation we're going to have tonight is really about the BOCES vote. It's one of the reasons why we meet tonight on a Tuesday. We're going to vote for the candidate. There is one candidate for one open seat on the Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES Board of Education, and it's Richard Krebs. We're going to vote for Richard and also for the BOCES budget. Okay. Now we're going to do our budget.
So this was really just an opportunity to open up the floor for any remaining questions regarding the budget. I know we've presented it at this meeting several times. We've held community listening hours in the library. We've done sort of our tour to faculty meetings and other venues, and we just sort of wanted to provide one last opportunity for any questions and comments related to the district budget. So
Just in case you really want to see Dr. Luft and Dr. Chen's presentations, I think you're presenting at the PTA meeting next Tuesday at the elementary school at 6, correct?
Correct.
It's the PTA meeting, correct?
Yeah,
PTA.
yes, at the
PTA.
elementary school.
Okay.
Okay, no comments, no questions? All right. So we're going to move to the consent agenda.
Okay,
Mr.
resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to approve consent agenda items 2 through 10 as listed.
The consent agenda includes the approval of last meeting's minutes, CSC, CPSC placements, approval of a high school twilight math teacher for the balance of the school year, at one staff member unpaid days, approval of next year's Board of Education meeting dates, a resolution of the Board of Education in support of a petition by the Lower Hudson Education Coalition regarding electricity utility readiness to support school bus fleet electrification. I think Dr. Luft is going to talk about that in a minute. Also, supporting a resolution of the Board of Education to support the Lower Hudson Education Coalition's memorandum regarding New York State Public High School athletics and state championships. Approval of budget transfers over $25,000 for the period of February 12th to April 16th. Approval of 2 contracts, a health and welfare with New Rochelle School District and a food services contract between Garrison and the school district. The board is also approving the establishment of a new scholarship called the Michelle LeBlanc Memorial Vocal Music Scholarship. Ms. LeBlanc is the deceased wife of Mike Cirilli, who's done amazing work with students over many years in the high school. It's to recognize a graduating senior who is in the vocal music area. And that's it.
Thank you.
So I was going to speak a little bit to the 2 resolutions before the board this evening. The first one related to the state electrification of school bus fleets. So this was a recommendation from the Lower Hudson Education Coalition, and it speaks to not necessarily an issue we face directly here in Putnam Valley, but certainly an issue that many of our neighboring districts face, and that's regarding the available electricity at their transportation yards. While we're lucky to be the haves, where we actually have enough service outside of our building to feed our buses, while it still requires infrastructure upgrades on campus, we're lucky enough to have the appropriate amount of power at the street level. Many of our colleagues do not, and they're still facing this same deadline to electrify their fleet, whereas they know that they don't have enough power to even service. No matter how much the cost is going to be on their side, they know that there's not even enough power on the street to feed what that service would be. So what this is really, it's not saying that we are opposed to this move, but it's simply saying that we think there has to be much more research done and a comprehensive, what this is requesting is really a comprehensive statewide study commissioned by the State Education Department or by the governor's office who's driving this mandate to ensure that before we hold people accountable for providing this, that the utility side is also able and willing to provide the power necessary to charge these buses. So it's a much longer resolution than that, but that's kind of my quick summary as to what it is we are asking for. The second one is related to an issue that I have been directly involved in for several years. This is what I would deem the unfair practice of having private and public school students compete against each other for state championships. And there's a bill that is currently before the Assembly, sponsored by Senator Slater and, Assemblyperson Slater and Sage. And what this is calling for is really an initiative that I've been helping to drive across the state, is creating separate championships for students in open enrollment or private schools versus students who attend district boundary or public schools. And it's not about taking opportunities away from kids. In fact, our proposal creates new opportunities. It creates new classifications in additional ways. More kids will be state championship winners, but it doesn't come at the expense for those students who decide to attend their local public school. They're not inherently put at a disadvantage. So that's a quick summary of what the two resolutions are before the board this evening.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
No, I think it's important that we do co-sign that resolution about the electric buses. I'm not going to go off on a tirade on that. I've done that enough on Facebook and stuff. But I'm very happy that we are co-signers of that bill.
I do want to add that the district has commissioned and received a comprehensive electrification study. So we're doing our due diligence to figure out exactly what it would mean to move in this direction. And we have a plan, we have a budget, we have all of those things. Unfortunately, the one thing we do not have is a budget that fits within the timeline that the state is requiring. So I do want everyone to know that we've done our due diligence, we have the numbers, we have the plan, we have everything in place. But at this point, we are deeming this to be something that is not feasible within our community. And we have the power of the street. It's all the other costs in excess of $20 million over that implementation phase that could only come from one place because the state's not providing the money.
The taxpayers.
It comes from the taxpayers.
Yeah.
So I, in my advocacy efforts, along with I know Barbara and others, have been pushing really hard to delay this, to find more funding for it. If someone wants to start delivering electric buses here for free, I'm all in. I think it would be a great thing. But the reality is that's not the case. Yeah. We're talking about buses that cost anywhere from 2 to 3 times the cost of a gas bus. And that's before you start considering all the infrastructure upgrades that are also necessary.
And the bigger concern, especially for our upstate districts, the grants that the state is talking about, the $300 to $500 million grants, the cost to EBIs the entire state of New York, get electric buses for all the districts, as this mandate proclaims, is in excess of $5 billion. That $500 million is a drop in the bucket. Plus, that will go to our urban areas, not to the rural areas, because this bill was originally structured around the pollution in very dense urban areas, Rochester, Buffalo, Yonkers, White Plains, Mount Vernon, areas like that. So it makes sense if the state could look at this and apply the mandate to those areas that really need it, that are suffering from air pollution, and our rural areas, let us slowly proceed. Thank you, Dr. Love.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Barbara,
go ahead. No.
I think that this is a pivotal time for all boards in the area and in New York State to really bond together to help the state to understand that there are certain things that the state is asking us to do that are just not feasible. They are not possible. How many times have we bent over backwards to ensure that we are in compliance with what state is asking us to do? And yes, there is always good reason, but there has to be feasibility to that as well. Just a few years ago, all schools had to pivot on how they were, giving a particular science assessment and investigations that no one was trained in. Portrait of a Graduate has just come out, and schools are pivoting towards that, right? And so there's a constant flow of new mandates that come oftentimes without sufficient funding to be able to make them happen. And this particular mandate deals with the safety of our children. We know that these batteries die in the cold. And so with the hills that we have in Putnam Valley, Lord help us if one of our children is stuck on a bus somewhere because a bus died. So I think that we really, right now, while Putnam Valley is ahead of the game as far as the power that we have to be able to make this happen, we need to continue to band together as districts in New York to be able to say, this is not feasible. And what you're asking us to do is beyond reality. While it may have a wonderful benefit to the environment, and I'm all for that, unless they're going to give us a significant more amount of funding to be able to make this happen, it is not feasible. It's just that simple. And I do think, as we have believed thus far, that the state will have to come to that conclusion. Because even us being a little bit further ahead of the game, we still cannot make this a feasible project in the timeline that they've set.
And the money involved.
Right. So we just have to continue to band together, and I'm very happy to see this resolution.
Anybody else? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes, or the resolutions pass. Okay, new business.
Okay, resolved to cast one vote for Richard Krebs, a candidate for the vacancy on the Board of Cooperative Education Services of Putnam, Northern Westchester Counties, whose name is marked with an X on the ballot attached as document 167/26 to the official minutes of this meeting for the term July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2029.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 2, please.
Whereas the Board of Cooperative Educational Services of Putnam, Northern Westchester County, thereafter BOCES, has proposed its tentative administrative budget for the 2026-27 school year, July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. Now therefore be it resolved that the BOCES tentative administrative budget for the 26-27 school year in the amount of $12,679,000 be and hereby is approved by the board.
Second.
Questions or comments?
I do have a question and or comment. What does that mean for us and our budget when we approve this budget?
Go ahead, Grace.
This is the BOCES budget, so similar to our school district, we depend on the taxpayers to vote for our budget. So we are voting for the BOCES budget right now, and if we vote it down, then you won't have those BOCES services.
So those $12 million of charges are broken up into separate line items within our budget.
Okay.
So we have to have corresponding expenditures that go to them to offset that.
So like around March, I would already send in a letter of intent so they know how to build their budget.
Was that 557,000, right? Or am I making that up?
That's probably one line item out of the 12.
The BOCES budget.
Right, because there's an administrative budget, there's technology budgets, there's our CTE budget, there's special education. All of those services that we contract with through BOCES, there's separate line items within our budget for each of those. If you were to take every one of those budget line items and add them up, it would come out to be that $12 million that we're approving for them. Well, our share of that $12 million. But, $12 million is our share of their budget.
And by us voting on their budget, that allows them to hire the teachers that they need in order to have the services for us next year.
The difference is the BOCES budget is not voted on by community members. It's voted on by the component districts. So we're one of 18 votes that go towards their budget.
So if our budget goes down, what happens to their budget?
Well, I think they still run their budget because we're not the only one that's involved in their budget. There, like Dr. Love said, there are many other school districts.
So we would be obligated to still meet our BOCES expenditures. We would have to look to cut elsewhere if our budget were to be defeated.
Yeah.
All right, great, thank you.
Or cut back on the services that we would be contracting with, and hence lowering their budget.
That 557,000, what the increase was this year.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what it
from
was.
1 year to
Yeah.
the next.
And
I remember calculating the number.
Yeah, I know, so that's what it was.
if our budget was voted down, we would still be able to put it back up again, and then we would have a contingent budget as the third time. In the contingent budget, we would not remove the BOCES. We would remove things like equipment.
Right.
Programs.
Yeah,
Perfect.
clubs, stuff like that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 3, please.
Resolved that the Board of Education of the Putnam Valley Central School District approve a property tax report card for the 2025-2026 school year referenced in the minutes of this meeting as document number 168-26 and authorize the district treasurer to submit it to the State Education Department.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 4, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of special education teacher Aaron Fazzino from the district as per document number 169-26 attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 5, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the resignation of bus driver Rubens Bodes Becco from the district as per document 170/26 attached to the agenda and official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. Number 6, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Melissa Clements to a 4-year probationary term as a special education teacher commencing on January 6, 2025, and terminating on January 5, 2029, in the special education tenure area at the elementary school on Step 1 MA, currently on Step 2 MA, of the PVFT salary schedule. Ms. Clements holds students with disabilities B2, 1 through 6, as well as all grades, early childhood B2 and childhood ed 1 through 6 initial certifications.
Second.
Questions or comments?
I do want to recognize that Melissa is here this evening, joined by some of her colleagues. So we do want to recognize that they're here in our not so large gathering anymore. But we appreciate those who stayed. So they're going to vote in 2 seconds, and then you can come.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're so glad you're here. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Number 7, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Anna Tomasini to a 4-year probationary term as a math teacher, commencing on September 1st, 2026, and terminating on August 31st, 2030, in the tenure area of math at the high school on Step 3 MA of the PVFT salary schedule. Ms. Tomasini holds math 7 through 12 initial certification.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes. All right, let me slide my thing down. Number 8, please.
Resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to appoint Kaylee Robertson to a probationary appointment, teacher aide, effective April 21st, 2027, with a probationary period of 52 weeks, April 21st, 2027. I was going to say. Okay, the first one's 2026, the second one's 2027, April 21st, 2027, at the elementary school on Step 1 of the CSEA salary schedule.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The resolution passes.
Catch
Oh,
that one. I didn't even catch it.
a little tricky. Okay, we're going to move to student reports. You've had your exercise tonight. Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. It's great. It's great.
So the seniors registered to vote today in the PAC. They had the whole class come in and register to vote.
But
Did you guys register?
yes, like most people did. But the problem is that like everyone registered, but like a lot of people didn't know anything about it. You know, so like people like put like things down, but also some people, like a lot of people, didn't know.
There were a couple people that asked if they were a Republican or a
Like, they
Democrat.
didn't even know
they
what it
had no
meant.
idea what it meant. So like I feel like we need to like advocate more about stuff like that.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing.
Yeah. At school board, it doesn't matter.
No,
that's
but they
true.
like put
That's
things
true.
they
No,
probably
but
shouldn't have.
registering to vote is like, should be
I don't know, something you look forward to and you know what it's all about and you're finally a grown-up and I don't know.
Is there a way that we can consider bringing in some sort of educational opportunity for our students who are registering to vote?
You would be running a very fine line in a school teaching.
No, not about party, just about what does it mean to register to vote? And why is it important?
I would think that the civics.
I'm sure that
Yeah, I could certainly follow up with those who are responsible for this to see what conversations could and should be happening prior to inviting them in to do it.
Fantastic.
Board of Election is always willing to come talk.
Okay.
That might be
That would be
great
great.
idea.
That would be a good idea.
Nice
If
little
people just
assembly.
heard things like about it before
Yeah.
registering.
Well,
Even if they pick, I don't know if you know this, but even if you pick something like that you register as a Democrat, you don't have to vote Democrat. You just get to vote in the primaries as a
Right.
Democrat.
That's
If you
right.
vote as a Democrat and then decide later on that you want to vote as a Republican, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
When you register as a party, it just means that you get to vote in the primaries, which means you get to pick the candidates that get to go up for election.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Just if you want to pass.
See, that would be something.
Our poli
Yeah, like that's
nurse.
something I feel like people should
My
know.
poli-sci nurse. Yeah. I was a poli-sci minor, actually.
Into the Woods musical was last weekend.
Oh, it was awesome.
Amazing.
And then our IB tests start next week. And then we're in our last quarter of school, finally.
Congratulations.
That's a
It's
bit
little
scary.
scary. And exciting.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Good answer.
You're going to miss us after you're gone.
Yeah.
Maybe not board meetings, but you'll miss Putnam Valley.
I'll miss these meetings. They're fun.
So
have you
all
both
the
decided on where you're-
retirees today, did you have them as teachers? So some of the retirees?
Yeah, I had a lot of them
Yeah.
as teachers.
Middle school too, so.
So did I. I think I had Mr. Mahoney, Mrs. Hayes. and I don't know who else.
Yeah, it's a wealth of knowledge that we lose, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's the ever-changing face of education, which is exciting too, so. Okay, thank you very much.
Do you both have schools that you're, I know Eliana said that she was going somewhere. Have you committed to a school?
Yeah, I'm going to Fairfield
Congratulations.
University.
Good.
You guys are close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations. What are you majoring in?
nursing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Another nurse.
Excellent.
Great profession.
Comes highly recommended by you.
Sam and
Yeah,
Barbara, what
only
happened?
under
I thought we were gonna
education.
get one teacher out of this deal. What happened over
I
here?
know, I don't know.
No,
Marie's going to be a teacher.
Oh, you see, there you go.
Okay.
2 nurses, 1 teacher. Amazing.
That's great. And
can
how's
I
the
say?
how's the football team doing? Flag team.
Black football.
We lost our senior night. It was yesterday.
Sorry, is this a sensitive subject?
Yeah, it's too soon.
It's too soon.
Too
Sorry.
soon, okay.
Well, other
We
than
are
that, you
we
guys are
are
doing
ranked.
fantastic.
I think we're ranked 18th in the state right now, so that's pretty cool.
That's great.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Who
Excellent.
scheduled you against the 17 and up for the senior night? Terrible choice.
Okay. Dr. Luft, your report, if they didn't steal your thunder.
You got it. So some of the recent events, our high school held their poetry jam. I know that Sam was there, probably among others. Our elementary school held their recorder concert. I actually cornered Ben Derland, our elementary school music teacher, the next day, and I told him that upon my retirement, he might go down as my best hire of all time. Not to knock on the third grade recorder concert, but it's not typically everyone's highlight. That
The enthusiasm was crazy.
I wouldn't even call it a third grade recorder concert. I mean, they were rapping, they were singing, it was amazing.
It was
so
amazing.
It was very good.
it was really impressive to see. There was some recorder playing as well, but he really made it into like a event. And every class was recognized. They did individual, so it was almost like little solos.
Yeah.
And then the whole grade was up there together. It was really impressive. So kudos to all of those involved, especially our talented students and Mr. Derland for putting that all together. As we mentioned, the high school this past weekend had Into the Woods. I was able to attend on Sunday. Always impressive. I'm always in awe of how talented our students are. In many ways, amazing that many of these kids now I've seen through all the way through their middle school performances and now all the way through high school performances. So I've had the opportunity to see some very young actors and actresses really bloom into really talented stars of the show over those years. So it's really impressive to be able to see. The Education Foundation held their spring gala. I know that Sam and Barbara and Liz were all honored, so I was able to. What?
I thought you were talking about attendance. Go ahead.
Oh, so they were honored by the Education Foundation. I did a quick cameo appearance shortly after my surgery, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity, so I stopped in, said my hellos, my congratulations, and then quietly snuck out, hopefully. But I do want to thank the Education Foundation for all that they do to support our students, programs, and teachers. Putnam Valley continues to be a destination for schools around the region. A team from Garrison came to visit both our elementary school and middle school makerspaces as they look to build their own space. They had an opportunity to meet with our teachers, our administrators, to talk about the curriculum, the design, and how we got to where we are today, as well as viewing the spaces, interacting with some of our students who are in the classes working, and really just another great opportunity to share some of the amazing things we're doing. We spoke a little bit about the resolutions, both the NISFA State Championship and the electric bus. We had our initial bid opening for our capital project scheduled to begin this summer. While there was some positive returns, there was unfortunately some not so positive ones. So we are actually now about to reissue some of those bids. So if anybody in the audience knows anyone who's into well drilling or would like to pick up well drilling as like a hobby, if you have like $1 million laying around for a drilling well, the job could be yours. So we're looking for a well driller, we're looking for an electrician, as well as a company to remove and install solar panels. So those bids are now going back out for bid, to rebid. Either we need a lower price or we need more competition, or in some cases we didn't have any bids returned. So we're hopeful that we're able to get interest out there. You know, our architects have been in contact with companies, we've talked to other vendors, and we're hopeful that we will see a better return rate this time around. Obviously, the more companies that bid on it, the lower the price will be. The good news is a majority of the work planned for this summer involves the site work here at the middle school, high school campus. That came in within budget, so I anticipate us awarding that in the very near future, probably our next meeting. We'll award that project so that work can be scheduled to begin here on this campus this summer. Some of the upcoming events, our Science Research Symposium is scheduled for this Thursday, 6 p.m. Kat just told me it's actually going to be in the main hallway. We're going to mix it up a little bit. We took the library tonight. They're taking the main hallway Thursday. National Honor Society induction is scheduled for May 29th at 7 p.m. Girls in Sports Day is scheduled for May 3rd from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. here at the high school. And the Commissioner of Education is scheduled to visit Putnam Valley Schools. We've rescheduled this a couple of times, but she is now confirmed to visit on May 11th. Thank you.
Do we know when the athletic awards are going to be?
I don't have that date yet, but it's typically in June.
And the vote is coming up.
Yeah, I was going to say that. For the next coming, May 19th is the school district vote. So I'll be voting both on the school budget, the library referendum, as well as board trustee. So make sure you mark your calendar. The district's outreach has already begun. Everyone should be looking for a brightly colored postcard in their mailbox. That's right. Brightly colored. It's just kind of a save the date reminder. The district's more comprehensive budget newsletter will be followed thereafter. Good. And we want to make sure that we get everyone informed as to what it is they're voting on, the impact it has on them, their homes, and our schools.
Yeah.
And let's get everyone out there to vote.
And if people have questions, don't go to Facebook for your answers?
Yes, Facebook is rarely the place with any accurate information other than people's birthdays. I find that fairly accurate. But yes, if there's any information out there, I encourage anyone, do not ask the question on Facebook, and certainly do not read the answers on the Facebook. But myself, Grace, other administrators are always available and always willing. I will have an in-person meeting, I'll have a phone conversation, I'll respond via email, text messages, smoke signals I could probably figure out if we need to, carrier pigeons. Are we allowed to have carrier pigeons, Dave? Carrier pigeons. Sorry. But we will do anything within our power to make sure you have accurate, complete information. I promise you what you get from the district will be the truth. Whether we want to share it or not, you will get the truth. for whatever the question is that you have. So please, if anything out there, anything you're wondering or doesn't look right, please don't hesitate to reach out and we will 100% get back to you.
Right. And you and Grace are going to present at the PTA meeting again next Tuesday, the 28th, at 6 o'clock at the elementary school.
Yes, that's an upcoming event as well.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
So in the consent agenda, number 10 was the establishment of a scholarship for Michelle LeBlanc.
Yes.
And I just feel like we breezed through it. It's a really lovely thing. And I was just wondering if I could read what the scholarship is. Okay. I also had some questions because the deadline to submit was April 15th. So I don't know if anybody submitted, but maybe somebody can find that out. Okay. The Michelle LeBlanc Memorial Vocal Music Scholarship for a Putnam Valley High School student. The scholarship honors the legacy and lifelong contributions of Michelle LeBlanc, an extraordinary educator, musician, and artist whose passion for music and dedication to students left a lasting impact on all who knew her. Michelle served as a high school special education teacher while also sustaining a distinguished career as a professional jazz vocalist for more than 35 years. A respected band leader, she performed in a wide range of ensembles, including duos, trios, quintets, and big bands, sharing her artistry with audiences throughout her career. Raised in a deeply musical family, Michelle devoted her life to teaching, mentoring, and uplifting others through music. She believed deeply in the power of the arts to inspire confidence, foster connection, and transform lives. In addition to her vocal talents, Michelle was a multifaceted artist. She played piano, wrote poetry, and expressed her creativity through visual art and photography. Her passion for artistic expression extended far beyond the stage and classroom, embodying a lifelong commitment to creativity. Michelle was a resident of Putnam Valley, and her husband, Michael Cirilli, has spent much time supporting the PVCSD and its students in the areas of audio and video production. The Michelle LeBlanc Memorial Vocal Music Scholarship is awarded annually for $1,000 to a PVHS graduating senior who has demonstrated outstanding achievement in vocal performance and a deep commitment to the vocal arts during their time at Putnam Valley High School. I can read the eligibility and application requirements, but also I don't know where you find this. Does anybody know? Where?
Guidance office, I think.
The guidance office would have it, but I'll read it through it quickly. There's only 4. Eligibility and application. The student must be a senior in good academic standing. The student must present a live vocal performance before an audience. A high-quality recording of the performance must be submitted for review, and applicants should provide a very short written statement describing how they intend to use this award to further their musical growth and general education.
Thank you.
So I do want to note, I'll follow up, but it's very possible this information has already been shared with the guidance department, and they've already shared this with teachers. So really what we are doing is now kind of accepting the monies that'll be used to fund that scholarship.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't preclude them from already have sort of done that process through the guidance office. But I'll confirm that tomorrow. And we did just get confirmation the athletics awards are scheduled for June 15th. You have to come to the mic, Mr. Knight. Nobody can hear you. You're still talking, but under the mic.
About the high school, the senior awards that are available, they're all available on the guidance website under scholarships, and I would encourage every senior and every parent of every senior to take a look and apply. There is quite a number of applications. A lot of the deadlines have passed, but not all of them, so it's not too late.
So can I ask a question about that? Because like I'm starting to live this journey as a parent. How would a parent know if they weren't watching our board meeting? Like the vast majority of people are not watching our board meeting right now. That this is available to them. Is there an orientation like for all things college? Like how does that happen?
Yes, so senior year for sure, and the girls might be able to speak to this better, but it's really an ongoing communication process all year, starting in junior year. So I know like recently emails have gone directly home and to students to remind them about these awards and scholarships that are available.
Is there like an informational night for parents that parents can attend? Because if they miss that email, then they're going to miss opportunities maybe
Well,
to
if
get.
they miss the email, they're probably going to miss the meeting. But they
Maybe not.
They do invite parents in, but I'm not sure exactly if I could answer your question specifically. Like if you're looking for
They
a parent
have the
night for
financial aid night.
scholarships, They do financial aid night
With
specifically.
scholarships mixed in. Yeah.
And someone comes to speak to parents
they do
from one
that.
of the local colleges. That's usually very well attended.
Okay.
There's also
Girls, do you-
flyers all over the guidance campus.
We have a Google Classroom, and every time there's a new scholarship, Mrs. Keller posts it. So like there's like a lot of emails sent out about them.
They do post.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to miss
That's
them.
amazing.
Good.
And there is,
I
I
didn't
just
know
checked
that.
real fast, the announcement for senior awards, applications, and scholarships is going out numerous times from the high school.
Right. So what gets communicated to the students through Google Classroom has also been emailed to parents directly. So try to get it from all angles.
I think I just looked 3 months in a row. They sent out a communication, January, February, and March, about the fact that those were available with links.
Okay. And in the financial aid night, they include like education on scholarships?
Yeah,
Yes.
where to find them, how to apply for
Okay,
them.
great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And to put on your seatbelt, it's going to be a ride.
I'm going to be on it, like white on rice. Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to invite the public to comment on any topic.
Where's Joe?
Yeah.
Huh?
Joe's not here.
I know. What can I tell you? Board member comments. I will say, I went to the poetry jam. I was so impressed. It was so good. Some of the poems were, I don't know, some of them were so deep and so thoughtful. And the bravery, and there was a pianist who played, she was wonderful. Somebody sang Itsy Bitsy Spider, which with hand motion, so it was very cute. But the talent of these kids, one of the things that the teachers said that were there was they talked a lot about their Lit Mag, their literary magazine, of which they have produced 2 this year. If any board member wants it, I read the work in them. It's amazing work. And they're just in the process of doing their 3rd. I spoke to them afterwards and said, come on, could you please send it to the board? Like, we'd love to see student work.
Yeah.
They did say that there was an online version and they were going to send it to Mrs. Bellino. They were like, who do I send it to? It's like, Mrs. Bellino, like, in the district office? She'll get it to us. So hopefully we'll see that, because it really, student work is what makes board service great.
That's right.
And we really do want to see student work and teacher work. There were, we had a teacher who read a poem, also amazing. I gave her what I thought was a good title. Somebody else liked another one better. But anyway, she's looking for a title for her work. But maybe it'll be in the new magazine. It will be great. Any other comments?
I just want to reflect on this evening, the 10-year and especially the retirements. Quite a few people have, left the district, and the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see larger and larger crowds, as those who have set up the high school in 2000 will be leaving us after 30 years of service. We're talking only four years away or so. I know that we have sent Albany a letter requesting that they re-examine the retirement system. We did that a couple of years ago. Perhaps we should follow up again. We need to get people moving towards the educational profession. I'm worried about recruitment. I'm worried about filling slots that are going to become very much available in the next 3 to 5 years. Albany, I think, if they just change the retirement age back to 55 instead of 63, and keep everything the way it is, but just change that one thing, that I think will open the gates and be a much more conducive incentive, besides the love of teaching, to pull people into into our profession. It's so important, and I hope districts start realizing that, the shortage is going to rival what districts had to face in the 1960s at the height of the baby boom. We need to be ready for it, and Albany needs to be responsive to it.
I just wanted to remind everyone that on May 19th, not only will our adult community be voting, but our student community will also be voting at the elementary school. We have done the student vote now. This will be the third year. Super excited. Parents will be able to come with their children, take selfies of casting a ballot, and we are voting on Mason the dog's middle name.
Oh, that's cool.
That is what we are voting on this year. Last
like
year it
that.
was the baby ducks and chicks. We had both. And the year before that, it was the bubble bus or ice cream. And Sam lost.
Yeah, I did.
So, but yeah, so super exciting to be able to teach our children to vote, just so that the community knows it's not just about the act of voting, it's about understanding the why behind it. And so the teachers were provided with lessons that they can do in their classrooms with their students that are age appropriate to teach them about the amazing democratic process we have in this country of being able to cast their vote for something. And so this is just that culminating activity where students get to actually put their hand to the plow and cast a ballot on the same day that their parents do as well. So,
Sam,
everybody-
if you want us to make an exception for you to vote, we could probably make that happen. If you want to come up
I
with
do
like
believe Sam
Do
will
they
have
have
strong feelings
choices?
about
Mason,
it.
Carpe
No, they
Diem,
get to write any name
Goffman.
in that they want.
And
It's all write-in names. That's how we did it last year.
It's all write-ins? I was gonna ask, we're not like going between like Charlie and Marcus?
No, they wrote in their own names last year. Dr. Left got a vote. I don't know if it was
Are
for
you
a duck or a
petitioning
chick.
for-
I
but-
think last year's name that one was Chicky
Chicky.
or Ducky. It was something like that.
D'Angelo would have, my son would have chosen both of those names, in fact.
It's just so great though.
100%.
The kids come so excited. You know, we as a team of parents man the booth all day. I'm certainly in and out all day, and it's just so much fun to see kids come and vote. Parents get super excited. If we want to have a community of voters, we have to raise voters, right? So,
Are we gonna do something fun in the middle school?
say that again.
Are we gonna do something fun in the middle school?
That has not yet been discussed, but
Or maybe the high school,
If
where we
you
can
would-
teach them what it means to vote and what, I mean,
Yeah,
sure, I know,
absolutely.
I mean, like,
Well,
seriously.
the high school activity might be, busing students to go and vote if they have the legal ability to do that.
I feel
don't
like
know.
that's probably not allowed.
We've talked about that before, though, being able to give transport to students so that they could vote. And for the middle school, we can certainly talk about that.
Mason the Mighty. That's my vote. The Mighty.
The mighty.
The
Mighty is his middle name?
Mason the Mighty.
I got to tell you, I would vote for that.
I'm going to send it in.
Okay?
he's going to start petitioning.
you're not
I'm going to see
allowed.
posters popping up at the elementary school saying Mason the Mighty. Okay.
Does he have a last name?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, does
Does
he have
he
a
have-
last name?
Not that I know of. Maybe
That's
that'll be
next
next year. That's
I
next
just need
year.
to know, like, you
Thank
need
for
to, like,
projecting
say
that.
the whole name.
Lastly, I know that we mentioned Into the Woods, but I just have to say it again. I sent an email to the music team and the drama team. That show was incredible. And coming from a music theater person, I have seen very few shows that was at the caliber that show was. The precision of the vocals, just the professionalism of the actors and actresses, the costumes.
The costumes and the
You know,
sets were awesome.
the set was a minimalist set, but it
was good.
was perfect for what was required, and it really allowed the focus to be on the kids, which I thought was incredible. To see all of those students behind the scenes also, like, we need to make sure that the kids who are running lights and, moving props and doing all of those things that make shows actually happen also get celebrated. And it was just such a team effort. And the way that those kids did that strike at the end, I mean, they were moving and grooving and they were tired. I mean, we're talking about 2 weeks of rehearsals till 9:30 at night here at the high school. So the kids worked really hard. The staff did as well. And it was just incredible. I was so proud of them.
Great. Anything else? I'd like a resolution to convene an executive session for one matter of collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law. There will be no business conducted afterwards.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night.